calm down just a little bit. All right, so I want to have the opportunity to read this poem to you guys. I was working on it. Rebecca has since we're talking about Rebecca has a event that she does. I think it's the 10th of every month.
Yes.
Called Coffee and Critiques. And I was there. 13 actually was the person who was, what is that called? The
critic. Resident critic.
Yeah, he was that. and he said that I wrote too many words, and I said, I like my poem, I'm going to leave it like it is, so the chakra stays. Y'all weren't there, so. I mean, he said I should take out chakra. He said too many words. That's cool. You know, your husband is going to critique you. No problem. You know what I'm saying? Your husband's going to critique you. That's fine. Oh, this is the new journal I have. I'm just going to share it in the front of it. It says, ask and you shall receive. That's a message for everybody. All right. So I went through a lot of relationships with women, like friendships that are really relationships. And I found out that through all of these relationships, you know, your heart can get broken by women just as easily as men. All the women are naughty. Okay, so I wrote this poem. It's very short. I was very upset because I felt that I am always giving, and then all the giving is gone and you don't receive. I mean, I know you're supposed to give, but I mean, you do want a little bit of reciprocation, something. Okay, so this is my poem. If home is where the heart is, my place of residence is scattered amongst the receiving hand chakras of people who steal spirits like Jesus on his second coming. My address is replaced with eviction notifications and teachings of lessons I should have learned from a long time ago, sharing countless leases with same-sex individuals who don't reciprocate, and now they dance to the tune of my offbeat. My tears have flooded the quarters, and no one knows what my days were like. If home is where the heart is, I live in the lives of people who have stolen from me. My domicile is scattered amongst the friendships I thought would last a lifetime, but still I climb to the top of my successes, leaving a piece of my heart upon the imprint of their lifeline. When hands are open, they'll see a part of me, and then they will dance to the beat of my drum. I could have been real mean. So that's what happened. Okay, so there's a little bit of echo in here. I'm real loud. I'm from Alabama. Real loud. You know, I'm the one that you can hear down the street. When we're talking about grandmothers, I heard that my grandmother's voice was so loud that she could come on the porch and call her children home from like blocks away. Like they could hear her. My dad had that in a whistle. I'm just loud. I don't know if you can hear me. My grandmother told me when I was little, when I used to do my Easter speeches, she said I have the voice to let my people go. I'm gonna roll with that. Okay. Do something a little different. Change the little vibe a little bit. We talk about relationships, so I'm gonna change it just a little bit. Get a little bit serious, okay? They say joy comes in the morning time. That's why I never complained when he came home at 5 a.m. Never accused him of committing the sin of adultery. I didn't want this to be my story, but it is. It makes my skin crawl to share it aloud in front of a crowd. I'm hoping that I don't see myself in any of you. It's true. There's a thin line between hate and love, and I've spent countless nights praying to God above to save me. But now I'm pregnant with his baby. And he's long gone, but I can still hear his voice in bad dreams, can still hear myself scream, can hear him calling me queen, but then the B word would follow. Some stories are hard to swallow, and I wish I could throw this one back up. They say if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. I wonder if anyone heard me fall. They say all men are dogs. That's why I never complained when you didn't. Then tell one person that I got that black eye from him tossing me against the tree. You see, Christ loves unconditionally, and I was trying to be like Christ. I knew he'd be coming home like a thief in the night, so I waited, anticipated the sound of his footsteps. This time, I turned up the music so no one could hear him call for help, and I know this sounds premeditated. Got all of my thoughts situated. I wanted my plan to go as planned. They say a woman is no match for a man, not in fistfights, but it wasn't going to be like that tonight. Tonight, I was going to win. I wasn't going to waste choice words asking him where he had been, because I had been sitting there with my test results in my hands. I had had them for days. Positive for pregnancy and positive for AIDS. I ran to the shades when I heard the key in his lock. Looked at the clock. 5 a.m. They say joy comes in the morning time. But I know for a fact that she came just before the sunrise, because I can still see the guilt in his eyes. And just then I knew that he knew that I knew no one can protect your body but you. She's like, yeah. All right. I'm gonna do one last piece. My poems are not that long, but they be all serious. This is one of my not so serious but serious poems. Like I said, I grew up in Alabama. Whatever my dad did before I was born, like when he was younger, they used to call him Dirt. He didn't have that name when I was growing up, but they used to call him Dirt. Apparently, I found out later on in life. So I don't know what happened, but we were like coined. I was not gonna do anything, be anybody. You know, got 5 baby daddies, 13 kids, in the projects, on food stamps, welfare, whatever. You know, this is the stuff that I was told when I was growing up. So, and then you know, in school and stuff, I was teased about being short. You know, I ain't that short. But anyway, I wrote this poem. It's entitled Milk Drinking. All right. Recently, I had an epiphany, a sudden manifestation of the essence of the meaning of being short. So I've decided I'm drinking milk in a blue milk carton, and written on the outside of it, it says, Silk. From here on out, I am a ride and die chick. I will no longer be depressed. I'll be determined, or better yet, taller, and I'll exist in a new world of order, where the term holding me down will be replaced with holding me up. My cup runneth over, and the chip that you have on your shoulder, I'm knocking it off. And what? You ain't gonna do nothing. Isn't that what you said I was? Or was it nothing I was supposed to be? Titled me, baby mama in the projects, getting food stamps and welfare checks. But now, I'm doing things that you wouldn't even believe. Instead of popping my collar, I'm popping my whole sleeve. Honey, please. You wish you could be me when you were a problem starter. Looking at me through your eyes, no wonder I kept getting shorter. But now, I'm a believer, an overachiever, a sister with skills, and still rocking 3-inch heels. And I would say that old cliche, I wish you could see me now. But in real life, I'm not even looking in your direction. I'm looking in the mirror at a beautiful God-made reflection, putting one foot in front of the other. So from now on, call me lover of life, future mother, future wife, doing everything through Christ that gives me strength. Philippians 4:13, call me queen, beautiful human being. I said I'm drinking milk now. I heard it does the body good. I'm doing everything impossible you had me thinking I never could. I've decided to no longer define myself with another person's definition. I said I've decided to no longer define myself with another person's definition. I had an epiphany, y'all, of my own existence. Thank
Comments, questions, thoughts?
I know you got something to say. What
I know you got something. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so the second one.
Joy. Joy.
Joy. Yeah. And so how sad is it? And I was just listening to WTOP, it's a news station here in the area, and they were talking about how 63% of new AIDS cases come from the African American community. And what's even worse, they were saying that in the Washington D.C. area, it was like 52%. So it's just incredibly high, just in the DMV area, and how we as women, and I'm only going to speak to women. I can't even go there with the men, because it's not even about men or women. Really, it's about taking responsibility
for yourself,
for ourselves. Period. And so you talked about how, and so a lot of women in church will say this: I'm trying to love him just as Christ loves, because Christ loves unconditionally, no matter what.
No matter what, right.
And so I'm doing the Christ-like thing for being in this situation. I don't want to call it a relationship, because it was a situation.
Relationship, right.
You know what I mean? And so it's just, when you were saying, I just think how many, And how many times have we heard this? And how many times do we not hear it?
Right. Well, you know what? I was taught, of course, like being a woman, you're born nurturers, so you're taught to love. So I was like, if I ever have a daughter, because you know how you love people, you try to love them through the whole thing. Like, somebody was doing a poem I left out, I can't remember, you was she was doing the poem about, you know, relationship wise and trying to love somebody through, you know, this thinking that we can save them, whatever. It's just not that we think that we can save them. It's just like we're just taught to love. You know, we taught to try to keep it together. But I was like, if I have a daughter, I'm gonna teach her how to break up. Girl, let it go. You can love. Do you understand? You can let it go. Yes. Yes. Because that's the only way you're gonna keep yourself together. You're trying to hold two people together. You know what I mean?
But then one thing I was talking to a gentleman, and it was actually a group of people, and he was saying how with young people, and it could be young high school tweeners, whatever they call it, and how by getting together, going together, I don't know what they call it now. I know back in my day, it was going together.
Yeah.
Going together. Those friends now?
It's just
whatever
friends.
it's called.
That's like your grandmama friend.
But back in my day, we were going together. But we were going together, and he didn't give me right, so we break up. And so then you learn the pattern of getting together and breaking up, and getting together, getting together, breaking up, which leads to, you know, of course, you know, the divorce rate and all that. It just gets worse.
But what do you go through until you get to the breakup part? You know what I mean?
Right.
You go through so much. You know, women are, you know, I think, you know, with women, we're so quick to like get rid of our girlfriends, but the man you want to stay with, you know. Yeah. So. Yeah. Anybody else, guys?
What part of Alabama you from?
Mobile girl, where it's real, the dirty, dirty South. dirty.
She was waiting for somebody.
Yes, she was. I the question now.
I used to have this poem I used to say, I'm from the dirty, dirty South. So dirty, if you don't want to get dirty, you better stay in the house. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.